Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 18 of Minecraft StoneBlock. Hello, everyone. I am doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. In addition to welcoming you to episode 18, I'd also like to welcome you to Basement 1 here in Center Base. So I spent some time off camera digging out this area. It is pretty much the same size as the main floor of Center Base here. It's an 8 blocks tall, 2 chunk by 2 chunk. There's an 8 block gap in between just to make sure I have plenty of space. If I need to make a machine that's much bigger than the 8 blocks tall, I'm not running directly into the floor above. I've got it decorated the ceiling with topiary grass to make it look like a excuse me, to make it look like a fully encased block of grass, grass block dirt. I have some dirt layers as the wall here from chisel, and then the dirt small bricks also from chisel as the floor. I went ahead and set up a full power system in here. We've got 4 of the ultimate energy cubes, 1 in each corner. Made 3 new ones, and then the 4th one was the one from upstairs, of course. Those all hold up to 128 megajoules each. Those are all wired also in sequence. So that way what's going to happen is the power that is generated from all of the different generators that we'll be having set up, the power goes in through the sides and then comes out at the bottom. Eventually, the power coming out at the bottom will matter more when I create the second basement to have all the machinery in the second basement. For now, I just have everything on this first basement level. But what that also does is it makes sure that the power that is going in at one point doesn't get just trapped in one battery. It cycles through the entirety of all of this power cabling. So it comes in on the side, out from the bottom, and it also loops around. So this is one giant power circuit. 4 batteries, again, holding 128 megajoules each. There's at least 2.5 stacks worth of the ultimate universal cable, which supplies power. So this thing is effectively one ginormous battery. No matter where power is put into the system here, it is going to flow to the entire thing. It's going to fill all the batteries roughly evenly, and it's going to make sure that all the machines that I have set up always have power. I do have all the generators that I've made so far set up. We've got the methane digester completely full of liquid fertilizer. We've got the biogenerator completely full of biofuel. The heat generator consumes lava so fast, I really can't generate lava faster than this thing consumes it. So every now and again, I'll just put a lava tank on top to feed it some more lava. We also have the extra utilities generators that I've made so far, the survival generator, furnace generator, and culinary generator, each with a storage crate on top. I can have these things running full bore for a very long time and not fill up all the batteries, to say nothing about the cabling that's on here. Over here, I have all the mechanism machines that we've made so far, the compressor, enricher, and so on, with space for a few other things that I'm going to be making today, as well as lots of expansive space for more mechanism stuff, more immersive engineering, AE2, quantum storage, all the different things that I need to make. And then just some of the miscellaneous stuff we've got over here, the shredder, and the fertilizer mixer from Hatchery. We have the X-Compressium Auto Heavy Sieve, which has already been running very well, sieving some stuff for things that I'll need for today, as well as the compressor, which I still have to figure out the best way that I want to set it up to be able to handle the amount of cobblestone being generated at one time. I still do need a gargantuan quantity of cobblestone to make some of the things to get to the mining dimensions. But for now, I'm just kind of doing it manually every now and again, just so I don't overwhelm the system. But yes, this so far is the first basement here at Center Base. I'm lighting it with the Feral Flare lanterns, one in each of the corners. I do still need to add the mega torches up at the top corners, just to prevent any chance of hostile spawns. There really is pretty much no chance of hostile spawns right now, but I do want to ensure that with the mega torches. I just need to install them. I just haven't gotten around to doing that, but that's okay. I have them made, and I will install them probably between now and next episode. But for now, we're going to be working on a bunch of machines. I want to go ahead and get some progress taken care of. I know in the past we've been working on a lot of chicken stuff. We've been working on a lot of like kind of side projects and things like that. Some farm stuff, mostly the chickens. The chickens are going to be on hold just for right now because I want to get some actual quests done here in the Better Questing quest book. So to that end, let's go ahead and start making a few things. The first thing we're going to make is we take a look at start of StoneBlock for the Nether. To the Nether we go. We need to make or obtain obsidian, which we have plenty of. We also need to make a flint and steel, which is the basic, the basic flint and steel. One piece of flint, one iron ignot, combine them together, makes a flint and steel. There we go. Quest complete. We've been to the Nether. Well, not really. We've just simply made the things that we can use to go to the Nether. We can toss away the loot chest. Take a look at our next quest here. While you're in the Nether, Y-O-U-R, not U-R, in the Nether, pick up some wither skeleton skulls. Well, we're not going to the Nether yet, but we can now go to the Nether. I do think that I want to create the teleportation system just so I'm not having a bunch of dimensional, although, I could use this chunk here in Center Base now that I've taken all the machinery out of it and put it downstairs. I could use this for all the dimensional travel, going to all the different places that I need to go. But we'll be going to the Nether not too long from now. We do also need to get endstone, so we can craft endstone, which is what we're going to be working on next. To do such things, we're going to need our old friend, the stone barrel. We're going to need one fluid mechanical pipe and one item pipe. And probably a chest. I don't have a chest at the moment, but that's okay. We'll just make one quickly and easy. So the way we make endstone is the same way we made netherrack. We take lava, put it into a stone barrel, and then add an ingredient into it, namely glowstone dust. And that gets us the endstone that we need. I've been making quite a lot of lava here, as you can see, just to make sure that I had a lot of lava to be able to do this. Because it takes a full bucket of lava. Let's see, that is the fluid pipe. It takes a full bucket of lava to make one piece of endstone. So, boop. There we go. And then we take the chest, put it here, and we take the item pipe and pull out like so. And if all goes correctly, we just do this. So what we're doing is we're consuming one bucket of lava, aka one stone barrel of lava, adding one piece of glowstone dust, and that is creating endstone. The endstone is being pulled out right here. Now, unfortunately, I can't like drop in the endstone. I can't pipe it in with a chest or something because you have to right click it. Otherwise, I could potentially automate this even more by just having a slow hopper up top or a dropper up something like that. But this works pretty easy. It's, as you can see, I'm like consuming all the lava that I've been generating. But I do want to have a lot of end stone for a couple reasons. The main reason being I can start getting access to ender pearls by sieving some of the ground up end stone, which we'll be actually doing pretty soon. I do have to enchant a couple more of the meshes that I have from my sieves, because there are only certain things that you can only get from having the correct sieve mesh. And that is one of the things that I really need. Is I'm going to need a way to get ender pearls. I can, of course, create a dark area, which I'm going to be doing, to make a mob grinder to get ender pearls. But for now, I'm just, trying to grow what I can. Let's take a look. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. We've got a couple stacks of endstone. We only needed 9 though, but that's okay. We've got our endstone. Whoops. Claim that. Oop. There we go. Toss away the loot chest. Like so. And we'll take a look at our next quest. Use the items required in this quest to make a portal to the end. Google artificial end portal on more info on how to build it. Pro tip, craft an end cake instead. So there's a couple different ways that you can get to the end. Like the standard Minecraft way, vanilla Minecraft way isn't going to work. There aren't the, not bastions, the dungeon that specifically has the end portal. Those don't exist in this because the world is made of just stone. So what we're going to have to do is essentially create an end cake that teleports us there. This right here. It takes a bunch of Eyes of Ender. It takes a cake and some end crystals, which the end crystals take nether stars. Nether star essence, nether star seeds. Yeah, so basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to the nether, find some wither skeletons, kill enough wither skeletons to create the withers, kill the withers for the nether stars, and then use those to make the end crystals to then make the ender cake. That's gonna wait a little while because I want to have what I'd like to do is I want to set up the mob grinder area before I head to the nether. That way all I have to do is when I go to the nether, I can get some of the mob containment units to start capturing the enemies there, bring them back to the overworld, and then just spawn them in the mob grinder. So instead of having to run around to try and find, 25, 30, 50 wither skeletons, I can just capture a couple or capture even just one, bring it back, and duplicate that infinitely. So going to the nether is going to wait a little bit. Going to the end is definitely going to wait a little bit. But for now, I can take this end stone that I have, and I can crush it in the crusher to make a crushed end stone. We compress that into compressed ender gravel, and then what we do is sieve it. So we can get some draconium dust if we use the iron mesh. The main thing that I want right here are these ender lilies and ender shards. But that requires the string mesh to do. And I don't have the string mesh enchanted yet, so I do have to do that. I can also get shulker pearls and draconium dust using the diamond stiffen mesh, which I can do and will do a little bit of. So let's go ahead and crush, let's say 2 stacks of this end stone. We'll go ahead and crush, put through the diamond mesh, see what we get. And then, like I said, I will need to enchant the string mesh to have a better chance of getting those ender lilies. All right, crushed end stone. We've got 14 things of compressed end gravel. We'll just pop them in here, and we'll take a look at our drops real quick. There we go. We are already getting draconium dust and shulker pearls. I don't think having draconium dust in our inventory gets you anything just yet. We have not done anything yet with the draconium stuff, but we'll be doing so eventually. So saving this stuff right now to start gaining these resources is, you know, somewhat useful. Okay, we're getting that. Let's go ahead and put the rest of this end stone away for now. But now what I can do is basically use this to, anytime I'm working on some stuff, either on camera or off camera, I can have this just, yep, there we go, compressed end stone. I can just make a bunch of this and sieve it when needed. There we go. Right, put the flint and steel away. Let's see, next up, we got that. We got that. Excuse me. Okay. The next thing that I would like to do is make a few more of the machines from Mechanism to get those processes going when needed. There is a machine that I'm going to make from Mechanism. I really have no intention of using it. I don't really see much use in having made it, with the exception of, and this is something that I found recommended by a few people, and that is the combiner. The combiner takes ore dusts and cobblestone and turns it into the original ore block. So iron dust plus cobblestone equals iron ore block. The problem, quote unquote, the problem with that is the fact that it takes more iron dust to turn the piece of cobblestone into an iron ore block than you would ever get back from working it through the system, even with like 5 times duplication on it. But some people were recommending, hey, if you have this and you need like secondary outputs from them. So for example, let's take the gold ore. The gold ore, when you crush it in the immersive engineering crusher, has a 5% chance of getting some cinnabar. If that's your only method of getting cinnabar, yeah, you can crush the gold into pulverized gold, reconstitute it back into gold ore, and then keep cycling it through. You're losing gold every time, but you are also attempting to get cinnabar. If you need slag, okay, you crush the gold ingots back into dust, take enough dust to make it gold ore, make slag, and so on. So I guess that's a good reason to have like this tectonic initiator. You now have a 10% chance of cinnabar, and you also get some tectonic petroleum. Okay, I guess if that's something that you really need, then sure, you can. It's going to waste a lot of material, but I guess if what you need is the rich slag and you have a ton of iron to spare, okay, I guess it makes sense to make that. For me, I haven't really hit that stage yet. I've never found a need for it, but we're going to make it anyway just to have it. So the combiner takes a steel casing, some cobblestone, the reinforced alloys, and the elite control circuits. So let's go ahead and start getting our materials together. We're going to need some steel. We're going to need some osmium. We're going to need some glass. And let's see. Steel, yep. So going through, we got the combiner. We have the steel casing. I don't have any cobblestone on me. Let me go get some cobblestone. Actually, instead of going downstairs for the moment, let me grab some cobblestone from this chest here. Okay. We need the reinforced alloys and elite control circuits, which I have plenty already made up just to be on the safe side. So we have the combiner. Again, taking diamond dust to diamond ore, 8 copper dust to make 1 copper ore, 8 gold dust, 16 crushed lapis to make 1 lapis ore. I guess if you have a lot of coal, only taking 3 coal to make 1 coal ore could be efficient. You could essentially just cycle through and be getting more and more, coal out of it, plus any additional drops from it. Sure, I guess. But again, I'm making it to have made it, and then if I find a use for it later on, I'll let you know. But it is a factory thing, so we can combine it up to the basic factory, which is going to take iron, redstone, and the basic control circuits. So we've got ourselves redstone, iron, and the... Oh, not that. We need basic control circuits. There we go. We have the basic combining factory. The advanced one takes the advanced circuits, like so. There we are. And then the elite takes the elite stuff and a bit of gold, which we've got a little bit of gold. Not a lot. There we go. The elite combining factory, that's the highest it can go. Let's set it down real quick and see what upgrades it takes. Speed, energy, muffling, which we don't care about. All right, so we're going to need 8 speed and 8 energy, because we might as well just go ahead and make them now. So speed is going to be 8 osmium dust, so we'll crush up some osmium downstairs, and we'll crush up some gold for the energy. Let's grab some more of the enriched alloys, and we're going to need glass for that. Let's grab more of that, and we'll take this downstairs and finish this project off. Again, I don't really have any, specific plans on using this thing. I'm making it to make it. Rumble. I need the crusher. Here we go. I'm making it simply to make it. If I find a use for it later, cool. If not, then it's just going to sit here because. All right, so we have our 8 speed upgrades and our 8 energy upgrades. I reserved a spot right here. Mechanism combining factory. Boop. We have the elite combining factory like so. We'll go ahead and put in the upgrades. Check that off the list. Boop. Put in the speed upgrades. Oh, stretch. 3, 2, 1, and done. So now we have the fully upgraded combining factory. It stores 1.4 megajoules of energy in it. Damn, that's a lot of power. Let's see. Let's do the injecting factory next. That is going to be this, the chemical injection chamber. This is a good one. Actually, let's make the purifier first because it requires a purifier to make that. Yeah, I have to go through all the steps. That's all right. Let's go do such things. So what the chemical injector does, as well as the purifying chamber, it gives me access to ore tripling and ore quadrupling. At the moment, I just have ore doubling through the enrichment chamber and the crusher. These will allow me to get 3 times the yield of ore and then 4 times the yield of ore. They do take extra materials to do so, but that's okay. So the purification chamber takes an enrichment chamber, which takes, as we go through here, boop, we need a steel casing. There's the enrichment chamber itself, and then the purification chamber. So as we take a look, we basically combine oxygen, which is either gotten from the electrolytic separator, which we'll be making a little later, or just tossing flint in. I'm not sure exactly how you can get oxygen directly from flint, but whatever. And it splits the ore, copper ore, tin ore, osmium ore, into clumps. We then take those clumps and put them into the crusher. You get dirty copper, dirty iron clumps. We then put those dirty clumps or dirty dust into the enrichment chamber. You get the actual dust, and then smelt them up as you normally would to make the ingots. So since we got the purification chamber, let's go ahead and make the specific factories. We have the basic purifying factory. We have the advanced purifying factory. And then we have the elite purifying factory. Let's take a look and see what upgrades we need. Speed, energy, and gas. All right, that's a new upgrade for us. What the gas upgrade does, if we take a look, increases the efficiency of gas using machines. So since this machine uses oxygen, the oxygen gas, to purify the ore blocks that we put in there, and as well as the ore chunks, the more upgrades we put in there, the more efficient it is at using the oxygen to create the clumps. So less oxygen used, not more clumps used, but basically just makes it more efficient for the oxygen that it uses. It uses less oxygen per clump made. So we'll definitely be needing that. So once again, we're going to need our 8 osmium. We're going to need our 8 gold, but we're also going to need 8 iron. 7, 8. We're going to need more gas or more glass. And we're also going to need to make some more enriched alloys too, which means more iron. Well, it's a good thing I have an absolute tonnage of iron to be able to do all this. Let's see. Let's do about half a stack of that. And boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Okay, downstairs we go to work on all the machines. That's kind of the only, like, unfortunate effect of having storage up there and then all the machines down here is you got to kind of go up and down, but it's okay. So we need to first compress the redstone here in the enrichment chamber. There we go. And then in the infuser, there we go. That makes more of the enriched alloys. While that is working, we're going to go to the crusher. We're going to crush our osmium, our gold, and our iron to get the dusts that we need for the upgrades. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. And then we've got hopefully enough. If not, we can make some more. Oops, I didn't pick up the thing. Yep, let me go grab the purifying factory. Thank you. Meant to pick it up, but forgot. Downstairs we go. All right, the purifying factory is going to go right here. And placed, perfect. Let's go ahead and make the upgrades. So we're going to need 8 speed upgrades, 8 energy upgrades, and I actually need a little bit more of the enriched alloy. So infusing, nope, enriching, boop, thank you, over to infusing. There we are, make the enriched alloys. It takes so many enriched alloys to do all the different processes. But there we go. 8 speed upgrades, 8 energy upgrades, and 8 gas upgrades. Go ahead and install those. All right. Now install the energy upgrades. I know this isn't part of the full progression at the moment with the different quest lines, but these are some machines that, especially now that I have this area set up for the time being, I wanted to go ahead and make, just so I now have the ability to sit down and, hey, I'm actually running low on something, instead of just sending it through the normal crusher or enrichment chamber to get 2 times the yield. I can now start getting 3 or 4 times the yield. But we have our 8 speed, 8 energy, and 8 gas. So this thing now holds 2.8 megajoules of power. Holy crap, that's a lot of power for one machine to hold at a time. I'm very glad that I have 4 batteries and 2.5 plus stacks of cabling to supply power. Okay, last but not least for this section here, we're going to have the chemical injection chamber, as we were originally going to do. Let's see. Search for injection. There we go. Chemical injection chamber. So again, we're going to have to make the purification chamber. Again, we're going to have to make the enrichment chamber. But that does give us quite a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're going to use hydrogen chloride, aka salt, to be able to get 4 copper shards, for example, from a copper ore ingot, or from a copper ore block. We then take the copper shards, put them through the oxygen in the purification chamber to get the copper clumps, dirty copper dust, to the copper ingot. So again, you're using more materials, but you're also now getting more yield from each ore. So, chemical injection chamber requires a purification chamber, requires an enrichment chamber. So starting off with the basic steel casing. Oh, we also need more gold. So let me go get more gold, as well as the rest of the ingredients we're going to need. Heading on back upstairs. I'm actually running a little low on gold, so I will have to be a little careful. Let me just go ahead and break apart this block of gold for now. Okay. Chemical, purification, enrichment. I need more redstone. Thankfully enough, I've sieved a ton of redstone recently. Boop. 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 There we go. Enrichment chamber. Purification chamber. Chemical injection chamber. So once again, like I said, combining salt or hydrogen chloride, which you can make using other machines, to go to the shards, to the clumps, to the dirty dust, regular dust, into the ingots. So let's start making this thing a factory. Basic factory. We got advanced factory. And last but not least, the elite injecting factory. Now we can run so many operations at once. It's going to have such a large storage tank for all the salt that it needs, or hydrogen chloride. Let's see what upgrades. We got speed upgrade, energy upgrade, and gas, of course, because again, it is using the hydrogen chloride gas, salt gas, essentially. All right, so time to make some more upgrades. We're going to need a lot of iron because we need to make more of the enriched alloys. So let's do that amount of iron right there. Thank you. We're also going to need 8 iron for the gas. We're going to need more osmium. There we go. And we're also going to need some gold. Okay, and more glass, please. Boop. Thank you. We shall head downstairs, make the ingredients, and put this thing together. Magical infuser. So in the enricher, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just go ahead and do a full stack of iron into the enriched alloy, considering we're going to be needing so much. Boop. And I love the fact that I have all of these as the highest level factories with all of the upgrades in, because it just makes this part so fast. I'm not having to sit here and waiting for these processes to go one piece at a time. I can just shove a whole stack in there and it's good. So we'll crush up the iron, crush up the osmium, and crush up the gold. There we go. I think I might need to smelt up some more glass. We'll do so in a moment. Let's see. We have our 8 speed upgrades. We have our 8 energy upgrades. And yep, I need to go grab some sand real quick and make some more glass. But that's okay. And I am actually running low on sand. Not a problem. I still have a ton of cobblestone. Boop. I still have a ton of cobblestone that I can crush into the components that I need, and I will do so probably a little later. Right now, let's head over to the smelter. We'll smelt up the sand into glass. Make our final upgrade. Well, final upgrades for these machines. We are making the gas, just like so. Now we have the elite injecting factory. Pop the sign. There we go. Install all the upgrades. So this is all of the different factories that you can make here in Mechanism. There's obviously a bunch of machines that I still have to make in Mechanism, and I'm going to be making perhaps 1 or 2 more tonight just to get them done. But there are so many others. There's all the ones that you need to like start combining a bunch of different fluids and gases together. There's ones, that you can use to convert liquids into gases and vice versa. There's all the machines that are required to make the reactor fuels and such. Not doing those right now, but there are more machines to make here in Mechanism. But with the speed, energy, and gas upgrades complete in here, this thing holds 5.6 megajoules of power. This is a hungry beast of a machine. That's going to take a lot of power to run. Again, thankfully enough, my generators are running at pretty much full tilt and are not going to be running out of stuff to make power anytime soon. Yeah, this one right here in this corner here for the generating chunk is the original battery from upstairs that was still fairly full. It is sitting at 52.76 megajoules, gaining energy from these generators. All of the other batteries are currently sitting at 17.48. So yeah, power usage is perfectly fine. Let's see. The next thing I want to make is, let's do a little bit of progress here. Since we did some side stuff here, let's do some quest progress. I want to empty my inventory real quick. Put this mechanism stuff away. Doot. We shall put away the signs. Boop, boop, and boop. All right, and put the cobblestone away, like so. Yes, this is just continuing to make more lava, please and thank you. So if we take a look at the Better Questing book, we do have an area for storage. Some of these things of storage I'm going to use, some I'm not going to, just because I'll have better options. One of the quest paths here is this iron storage crate, which leads to gold, diamond, and quantum storage unit. Let's go ahead and do that, see what it does. So the iron storage crate stores 36 stacks of items. That's not bad. The iron storage crate is pretty easy to make. It's just chests. It shows shulker boxes here, but it's any chest. It doesn't take just a shulker box. But some iron and planks. Easy enough to make. Let's give it a go. So let's grab some planks. We'll grab some iron. Get a little bit more iron because we're going to be using some. There we go. We'll make 3 chests. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I didn't mean to make 4. I meant to make 3. That's okay. And I believe the mod, yes, is quantum storage. So we have the iron storage crate, just like that. It also keeps the inventory when broken, so that's nice. That is always a helpful thing to have. Well, let's take a look at the iron storage crate. Boop. It's the size of a chest plus an extra set of rows. And then I guess if we take that and put it in here and then set it back down, yep, it keeps its inventory. Nice. So not bad. Cute little thing. Next up, we have the gold storage crate, which stores 54 stacks of items. This takes some gold and some more chests, as well as the original iron that we made. Let's see. We do need to make 1 more chest. Boop. And we'll grab some gold. And let's make the gold storage crate. Boop. Done. There we go. Go ahead and complete that quest. Drop off the loot crate, and let's take a look at this. Not bad. It's basically a double chest without the extra space that it takes up. So, you know, I guess you can make... I mean, this is a lot of storage. These small storage crates, which are pretty much made out of nothing but wood and wood-based products, stores this much inventory in a 1 block space. This is nice, you know, these storage crates, they're kind of nice. But how useful they are when you have the storage crate, don't know. but it's something in the mod pack, therefore I shall do it. The next one is the Diamond Storage Crate, which stores 63 stacks of items. And that's the same thing with just some more planks and a couple diamonds. So we can go ahead and make that. I don't have a lot of diamonds, but I have enough to make one of these. Boop. Get out of there, block of iron. You don't belong there. So the Diamond Storage Crate, like so. Ta-da! Quest complete. Diamond Storage Crate. Put away the loot chest, and we'll take a look at the Diamond Storage Crate. Yeah. It says it stores about 63 stacks. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 by 7. Again, if we take a look at the size of the small storage crate, kind of easy to see which one wins out. But, you know, it's another option, and I'm happy to have options in a mod pack. Last but not least in this chain, we have the Quantum Storage Unit. It can hold up to 2,147,483,647 of one item. One item. Useful in that it can store 2 billion. Not useful that it stores one item. But it is part of the thing, so we'll make it anyway. Quantum Storage Unit is simply some iron and obsidian surrounding the Diamond Storage Crate. So, sure, let's do such things. We have plenty of obsidian, plenty of iron. We can put away the gold. And Quantum Storage Unit. We got our loot chest, and this little branch is now completed. And we take a look. 0 stored. It currently has air in it. So again, 2,147,483,647 stored. What would that be in terms of like stacks? Let's do a quick bit of math here. Let's see. Just divide that. So 2,147,483,647. Oh, it's not even an even number of stacks of something. It's just, it's 33.5 million stacks plus additional. So nice that I've got it. I don't know what I would use it for, so it's gonna go in the dumpage chest for right now until I figure out something for it. I guess depending on how fast it can have stuff input into it, I could perhaps use it to store like the cobblestone that is generated from the highest tier cobblestone generator, and then just cycle the cobblestone out of it, I guess. But again, it's a quest, it's completion, it's done. We do also have the quantum tank. So, I mean, sure, let's go ahead and make the quantum tank, because at this point, why not? Just grab more obsidian. So the quantum tank is literally just a bucket, iron, and obsidian to make the quantum tank. That's a lot of one fluid, because again, this is only going to store one fluid. Quest complete, quantum tank. Yeah, it holds 2 billion millibuckets of one fluid. What are you going to need to store so much fluid of? Like, at that point, you have an infinite source of, like, whatever liquid it is. It's not going to go anywhere. It's 200 million buckets of something. It would be nice if you could split it up into multiple liquids, but it's only one liquid. You'd have to make one of those for every single liquid that you need. I don't know. I'm going to pause here for just a second, and I shall be right back. Alrighty, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to step away real quick. We are back. Let's go ahead and make a few of the generators that we need. A, for extra sources of power, and B, because they're part of the quest lines for power generation. So as you can see, we've already made 3 so far. We've done the survival, furnace, and culinary. Let's do the magmatic generator next. Consumes lava to generate RF, so it'll be in good company. It's pretty simple to make. Gold, a furnace generator, some redstone, and a lava bucket. The furnace generator itself is a furnace, machine block, iron, and redstone. So let's go ahead and get the materials we need to put that together. We should have, yes, some of these machine blocks already. Let's get the, what do we need? Iron and redstone and gold, and start piecing this thing together. This is from extra utilities. We're working on the magmatic generator. So we need to make the furnace generator. So all we need at the moment is a furnace. There we go. We need the furnace generator. And now we need a bucket of lava, which is easy enough to grab. Oh, I had a water bucket here. I was filling up some water before into one of the machines and didn't realize that I still had a bucket left of it. So, bloop. Thank you. We'll head back upstairs. Grab a bucket of lava here from the tank. Bloop. Easily done. And now we have the magmatic generator. Thank you for giving me my bucket back. I appreciate that. Quest complete. There we go. We put away the loot chest and set this down, and yeah. So it's literally just going to be taking... it does take speed upgrades, which I guess we can install. I think takes what the Tesla lab speed upgrades to make it faster. But yep. Looks like 50 millibuckets of lava makes 5,000 RF. So it's gonna eat through the lava pretty quickly, just kind of like the other one did, but it's another source of power, so we're definitely gonna set that up eventually. Oh, I didn't mean to break that. Get back in there. The speed of my Paxel is quite incredible. Let's see. The next one we can make is the heated redstone generator, which means we'll have to make another magmatic generator. But this one uses a combination of lava and redstone, the same amount of lava, but a piece of redstone makes 20,000 RF in the same amount of time. So even though this is, I guess you could say, an upgrade to the magmatic, I am still going to make both because I want to have one of each. So we've got heated redstone, which means we need to go through all the steps. We've got the furnace generator. We've got the... Sorry, we have the furnace to the furnace generator. We need the buckets of lava for the magmatic. There we go. Thank you. And then we need a block of redstone, which we have quite a lot of. And there we are, the heated redstone generator. Again, we take lava and redstone to make power. Very nice. We'll grab that loot chest. Boop. Thank you. Put the loot chest away, and we shall set up the heated redstone generator a little later. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and make that disenchantment generator to eat all those enchanted books that I have left over. Burns enchanted items, including enchanted books, to generate RF. It's going to take an enchanting table, so we're going to have to make one, as well as some of this magical wood. So a bookshelf and a gold ingot makes magic wood. Let's sit and see if we can do that. So let's see. Disenchantment. The first thing we're going to make is the enchanting table, which is diamonds, a book, and obsidian. We should, we should have enough diamonds to do that. We should have enough obsidian to do that. And yes, we have plenty of books. Okay. Good, good, good. Enchanting table. Got that done. We need the furnace generator, which means we need a machine block. So we need to make more machine blocks. Thankfully enough, we get 4 for every crafting. They're not expensive to make by any stretch of the imagination, but it is still good that you get 4 per crafting. Okay. We need the furnace itself to then make the furnace generator. There we go. Let's grab a bunch of wood because we're going to need to make the bookshelves, and we need 5 of them. So yeah, we should have enough gold, and we should have enough experience, and we have more experience stored up right here if needed. So magical wood, we're going to make, let's see, 5 bookshelves. Oh, it actually goes like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we take this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, it actually did take my XP levels, which is fine. That's not a biggie. Last but not least, we need a little bit more redstone. Thank you. And the disenchantment generator is now live. We put pretty much anything that is enchanted in here, which for us is just going to be the enchanted books. We're not going to toss any swords or anything else but the books themselves in here. And you can see the amount of RF we're getting for all of the different things. 134,000, 486,000 RF just for a fire protection 4 book. 329, let's see, 329,000 RF for a feather falling 4 book. Blast protection, we're going up to 656,000 RF for a blast protection 4 book. So this is going to supply a ton of power with all of these different books that I was using and making when attempting to get up to, let's see, that one is done, that one is done, and that one is done. Okay, so that's 3 new generators made, more progression done. I will set them up accordingly to be able to start supplying the base with more power. I think the last thing that I would like to do, because we're just about at time here, is I would like to make some new foods to munch on. As you've seen, I've been pretty much living off of nothing but apple juice for a long while now. and I would like to make some other foods to start consuming, plus also to have other foods for the culinary generator to start working with. So let's make a few ingredients, and then we'll end off with making some, I believe, some meaty stew. It is one of the many foods that I'm going to need to make in Pam's Harvest Craft to be able to make, you know, all the things, to say that I've made all the things. But let's start by gathering just a little bit of wheat. There we go. That'll be enough for the moment. We can take this wheat and head on over to the Pam's Harvest Craft grinder, which we have set up over here. Whee! So we take the wheat, put it into the grinder. That is going to grind it up into flour. 2 things of flour for 1 thing of wheat, which is very nice. I did off camera just take a bunch of wheat, put it in the grinder just to make flour, just so I'd have some already. But obviously here I'm showing you how to make that. So we can take this flour, and that'll be one of the first ingredients that we make. Let's see. Let's put it right here as a crafted ingredient. If we take some water, which these water eggs work as water, we take some of this flour and some salt, we can make some dough. Let's head over to our water filter here. So we got the fresh water and we got the salt from Pam's Harvest Craft. It's interesting that we can take the water egg and convert it into 8 fresh water. The conversion of things is slightly funky in Pam's, but that's okay. But in any event, we take the flour. We take the fresh water, and we take the salt. Have to be in a specific order. Let me take a look, see here. Blah blah blah, Pam dough. Yes, it requires the mixing bowl. That's right. Let me go grab the Pam's mixing bowl. And let's see. There we go. The mixing bowl, the flour, the salt, and the fresh water. And we get plenty of dough. Very nice. We'll be able to use this dough as ingredients for other things. Let's see. We're gonna need some fresh milk. And while we do have some passive critters over there, we don't have a lot of passive critters. We don't have cows at the moment. So we are gonna need to grab some almonds that we've gotten in the past from our almond tree. So we can do a few things with the almonds. We can make them a bunch of recipes, of course. But if we put them through the juicer, we get fresh milk, because almond milk is a thing. Interestingly enough, if we take them and put them in the presser, we get 1 fresh milk, but also some grain bait. Now we do need grain bait to get a few of the drops from the animal trap, but as you can see, you're also getting a lot less milk per almond pressing it this way. You only get 1 milk per almond. Boop. Versus using the juicer here, you get 8 milk per almond. Like so. So I guess with some of the almonds, we'll press them in the presser to get the grain bait. And then if I have a better method of making grain bait later on, I'll use that instead and just get the fresh milk from here. But at least now we have fresh milk. Let's see. The next thing that I'm going to make is we have a little pot here. And we need to make some stock. Now, there's a bunch of ways to make stock. If we take a look, we can take the pot with any bone, with bones. We have plenty of bones. We can make stock. We can take any vegetable and make vegetable stock. We can also take any raw meat, and it would effectively be meat stock, but it's also just considered to be stock. So we've been getting a lot of bones from the ground trap. We haven't really killed anything, but that gets us a nice amount of stock. We get some bone broth. And I've also been taking like all the fish that I've been catching before to make a ground fish. All of the chicken and beef and lamb and stuff that I've been getting from the ground trap, making ground stuff. We can easily just take that and convert it into stock as well. So nice large amount of ways to make lots and lots of stock, which is good. Have a couple sips of apple juice while I'm working here. There we go. So we have plenty of stock. And let's see. Since we're running up on time, let's go ahead and make ourselves that meaty stew. So if we take the stock, we take some flour. There's the flour. We take some of the ground meat. This can be any of the ground meat. So ground fish, ground chicken. We've got some ground rabbit, some ground duck, any of them. We take that, ground meat, stock, and flour becomes a meaty stew. And I think we use the pot as well. Let me check the recipe. Yep, there we go. So the pot, ground duck, stock, and flour. Pot, ground duck, stock, flour. We get some meaty stew. And this is going to be my source of food for a little while. The apple juice has been very helpful. It's been very good. But I think it's time to switch to something a little chunkier. There we go. Drink our last little bits of apple juice. Apple juice shall be not exactly retired. It'll still be useful for when I have nothing else to make from apples. But for now, yes, I'm going to be running specifically off of meaty stew. At the moment, I'm just waiting till I'm now hungry enough to be able to eat the meaty stew without wasting it. As you can see, I have a ton of drops from all the different trees that I had running. All the trees are currently on pause. I've taken them out just to have the saplings right here. But yes, I have tons and tons of more foods that I can make, and we'll be doing so later on. We've got lots of other blocks and other machines to make, but I do think that's going to call it good for now. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and tasty stew.